Hey, welcome. Today we're going to try and decode the pretty chaotic world of cyber attacks. It can feel like this just totally random storm of hackers and data breaches. But what if I told you there's a super simple framework that can explain almost every single one? Let's dive in.
All right, let's start with a little puzzle. Picture two different scenarios. In one, a hacker gets in and steals a whole list of customer emails. In the other, a company's website just completely crashes and nobody can access it. One's about theft, the other's about a system just not working. They seem like they're from different planets, right? But are they? What's the thread that actually ties them together? Well, here's the answer. Both of those attacks, in their own unique ways, break one of three fundamental rules of information security. And once you learn these rules, you start to see the hidden pattern behind all the chaos. It's really the key to making sense of any security incident. And that key is what we call the CIA triad. And no, it's got nothing to do with spies or secret agencies, I promise. In the world of cybersecurity, CIA stands for confidentiality, integrity, and availability. This is the bedrock, the foundational framework that security pros use to understand pretty much any attack. So let's start with the C. That's for confidentiality. The easiest way to think about it is like a sealed letter, right? The stuff inside is only meant for the person it's addressed to. Well, confidentiality is just the digital version of that. It's all about making sure that data is only seen by people who have permission to see it, and absolutely no one else. Keeping secrets secret. So any attack that messes with confidentiality means an unauthorized person saw something they shouldn't have. This could be someone eavesdropping on your public Wi-Fi connection, just listening in. Or it could be a hacker directly stealing files from a server. Or they might use a tool called a sniffer to literally grab data as it flies across a network. No matter how it happens, the result is the same. A secret got out. Okay, next up, we've got I for integrity. Now, if confidentiality was the sealed envelope, integrity is all about the message inside that envelope. It's the guarantee that the message hasn't been changed or messed with along the way. Data that has integrity is data you can trust. It's accurate, it's reliable, and you know it hasn't been tampered with. So attacks on integrity are all about changing or corrupting information. This could be something as, straightforward as a hacker changing numbers in a bank spreadsheet, or it can get way more complex, like with a man-in-the-middle attack. That's where a hacker secretly puts themselves between two people who think they're talking directly, and they can alter the messages as they go. Either way, the data just can't be trusted anymore. And that brings us to our final letter, A, for availability. And honestly, this one's the most simple to get. Can you get to your stuff when you need it? If you go to log into your favorite social media app and it's just down, that's a failure of availability. It's the basic promise that systems and data are going to be up and running for authorized users whenever they need to get to them. There are a couple of really common attacks that go right after availability. The classic is a denial of service, or DOS attack. That's where hackers just flood a server with so much garbage traffic that it gets overwhelmed and crashes. And then there's the really nasty one, ransomware. That's when your own files get encrypted and locked away from you, making them totally unavailable until you pay a ransom. Okay, so we've got our three pillars, right? Confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Now let's connect them to the real world of attacks. We can actually use these principles to sort all cyber attacks into four main categories. This is where the framework stops being just a concept and becomes a really powerful tool for analysis. This table here lays it all out perfectly. Interception attacks, like that eavesdropping we talked about. That's a direct hit on confidentiality. Interruption attacks, like a DDoS attack that shuts a site down. That's all about destroying availability. Modification attacks, like tampering with a file. You got it. That breaks integrity. And you'll see a fourth one here, fabrication. This is an attack on authenticity. Think of someone faking an email to look like it came from your boss. This one is super closely related to integrity because it's all about creating fake, untrustworthy data from scratch. So why does all this matter? Why are we breaking this down? Because this framework isn't just some boring theory, it's a real practical tool you can use. Whether you're studying for a security certification or you're just trying to figure out what happened in the latest big data breach on the news, this is your first step. Here is the golden rule, the absolute key takeaway. When you're looking at any attack, before you get lost in all the crazy technical details, just ask yourself one simple question. What was the attacker really trying to do? Did they want to see a secret, change something, or stop something from working? It boils down to this super simple two-step plan. Step 1, Figure out which pillar got knocked over. Was a secret exposed? That's confidentiality. Was data changed? That's integrity. Was a service blocked? That's availability. And then step 2, just name the attack class that matches. A breach of confidentiality is an interception. A failure of availability is an interruption. It's a direct link. See? Simple.
So if you remember one thing, it's this. The CIA triad isn't just abstract theory. It's your practical, hands-on diagnostic tool. It is your decoder ring for cybersecurity. It lets you take any incident, no matter how complex or confusing it sounds, and figure out what, fundamentally, went wrong. And that leaves us with one final question for you to chew on. For any modern business, think about an online store, a hospital, a bank. Which of these 3 pillars do you think is the absolute most critical to protect? Is it keeping customer data confidential, making sure financial records have perfect integrity, or is it guaranteeing that the service is always available 24/7? The answer? Well, it probably changes depending on the business, and that is what makes cybersecurity such a fascinating and tough challenge.